Yul Edochie ought to be pitied or ignored. Yul Edochie is trying to make his mark by disrespecting and abusing Obi as a way to help himself out. Recently, Yul have been through a lot. First, he lost his marriage. It is alleged, that his soon-to-be ex-wife happened to be a big chunk of his financial muscle. Socially, he has lost it. On the career part, his career is underwater. After his illicit love relationship came public, his career took a beating. So he's not making no more good movies. People are not ready to watch his movies anymore. So he's under stress. When you add it up to going through a divorce case in the court and having to pay lawyers, you know that Yul Edochie is a man in some social, psychological, and possible financial crisis. So he wants to reinvent himself using Obi. What does he do? He's an actor. Like Kenneth Okonkwo, they are both actors. Yul didn't have to go far to take a page off Kenneth Okonkwo's playbook. And what is that playbook? Oh, go out there and abuse Obi and get noticed. So Yul Edochie is doing exactly what Kenneth Okonkwo did in a different direction. Okonkwo started by using Obi to gain popularity on the Nigerian political space. And Yul is trying to do the same thing in opposite direction by abusing Obi. What do both of them do? Acting. So what do you do in acting? Go up there, you're given a script, take a script, go up there, act your script, and get paid. So both of them are actors on a political stage. Nothing different. They are Nollywood people on steroid on Nigerian political space, doing the same thing that they do on acting sets. That's it. So you shouldn't take them serious. These actors get paid, and these people get paid as well. So don't take them too serious. What you need to do is to pity them, especially Yul Edochie, who've been running all over the place trying to abuse Obi. But Yul can't take a vote off Obi's hand. Anyway, Yul accused Obi of nothing, accused Obi, according to him, he said Obi is not a good man. Obi is not a real Igbo man. Obi has not raised anybody. Obi has not supported anybody. Obi has not made anybody. Both of them got Tinubu as their role models. So he cited Tinubu and Lagos. Oh, Tinubu created politicians, and the politicians are helping Tinubu. Yul Edochie, if you don't know this, hear this correctly. When Tinubu was governor, Ribadu, as EFCC chairman, accused him of embezzlement, of mismanagement of Lagos funds. Okay? And what happened? Those funds that Ribadu was talking about then is what Tinubu used in creating pockets of political godfathers. I know you would have wanted to be the political godfather of Inteje, the Ishin Milijo of Inteje, the political gagaduga of Inteje. That's what you are thinking, right? But why Tinubu did that in Lagos? Lagos people suffered. Their hospitals were never taken care of. Their schools were empty and abandoned. Their universities were not funded. The people paid more taxes. It was tax in Lagos. They collected the money and they used it to create pockets of political godfathers. Nothing more than that. So that's what we expected Obi to do in Anambra State. If Obi had created little political godfathers like, in the mode of what Tinubu did in Lagos, what would have happened to Anambra State? The pensioners wouldn't have been paid. Salaries of workers wouldn't have been paid. Okay, schools wouldn't have been built. The roads wouldn't have gotten done. People wouldn't have been supported. Anambra people would have paid more taxes like those in Lagos did. That's the truth. When you bring in such level of mismanagement and near criminality, what happened? The people suffer. That is not the kind of thing you'll be. And I'm happy Obi didn't have to do that. If you don't know, and we are so happy, a lot of us, that Obi didn't have to get into that little criminality of trying to create pockets of political godfathers all over the place, all over Anambra State, who will be terrorizing the people and using them to perpetrate himself in office, just like Tinubu is doing. The same playbook in Lagos is what Tinubu is trying to replicate in all over the country right now, using the same national fund. Since he's been in office, what has happened to you as a Nigerian? How much are we buying fuel today? It's all about the same thing that happened in Lagos. It is tax, and spend. Borrow, and spend. We are paying more now in fuel at fuel pump. Cost of living is higher. Our transportation is higher. Everything is higher. You are paying a lot more money in your bank account and all that. He is taxing everybody to debt. The salaries, he said, is increased. Can't let anybody, won't even take anybody 2 weeks into the month. People are crying. The nation is bleeding. And somebody like you, and as selfish as you are clapping. In your little mind, you are so parochial that all of you think in terms of self. Obi don't think micro. Obi think macro. Little people like you think self and micro. Myself. So you are so selfish that you would encourage Obi to go and spend Anambra money on a few pockets of individuals. Make them feel good while the rest of the society cry. Just as what is happening in Nigeria. A few individuals are happy in Nigeria with Tinubu, where the rest of the people are crying. The nation is bleeding under the weight of the load of the taxes that he put on everybody. And you are clapping. That is your ideal man. That is your role model. Shame on you, Yul Edochie. Obi wouldn't do that. I would feel ashamed of Obi if he happens to do that. Now see how Obi spends his money and how Obi creates people. Obi has created more people than Tinubu and anybody can think of. Because Obi goes to take his little hard-earned money to use it in equipping hospitals, to equipping schools, to building libraries in schools and filling it up with books, to building computer centers, to giving personal scholarships to individuals. That is how you build a society. When you create pockets of, millionaires and indirect political, lords that you are going to use to perpetuate yourself, in office forever, what you do is destroy a society and create a few, wealthy people. But when you spend your money where you have the most, or where you have the majority of the people, you build a society. Put your money in hospitals like Obi is doing. Pay the bills of the less privileged. Equip the hospitals so that people can get good health care services. Go to the schools. Build libraries so students can have books to borrow and read and pass. Build computer centers. Build hostels like he's doing. Or issue scholarships. All the countries that are developed invested heavily in the youth and in education. But in your own case, you are encouraging him to invest in a few persons who will help him perpetuate himself in office and dominate the rest of the people. That is how to destroy a society. Is Nigeria working for anybody? Look at how long has Tinubu been in office. Look at how much hunger, starvation, suffering, pain that people have gone through in the country. I know you don't get it. You are just simply selfish. You want to reinvent yourself and reposition yourself so that you can share in the looting that is taking place, right? That was the reason you have to twerk for the city boys. Because nobody wanted to get close to you. Your values became so small. Your popularity, dwindled. You had no relevance. That's the simple truth. That was the reason the city boys ignored you. But you have to do everything shamelessly so that you can get recognized by Sheyi Tinubu. Congratulations, you are now recognized. Now you are coming in, with an intention to become the Kenneth Obi of the APC, whose job will be, abuse Obi, disrespect Ndigbo, say nonsense thing about Ndigbo, say all you can imagine about Obi, and you get paid for it, right? Clap for yourself. I ask, how could a lion like Yul Edochie begat a sheep? It's just so simple. Hey, my brother, if you want to know, I know you have a very tough sell, both of you, Kenneth and you, both of you have very poor and bad candidates that you can't sell very easily. So because you can't sell them very easily by showing the world what they have done positively, the only thing you can do to help them out is to attempt to damage Obi. But it's not working, and it will never work. Okay? If you want to learn how to do this job, go and campaign for Tinubu, just as Hope Uzodimma is campaigning for Tinubu, without insulting anybody, without abusing Obi. Hope Uzodimma is your senior brother. He's another Igbo man. Go and learn how to campaign for your candidate without insulting another person. Your insult don't mean nothing. It won't take away anything from Obi. It is damaging you the more. Nigerian youth and Igbo youth will hate you forever for it. Take my advice.